What the fuck is a visionary artiste?
Artist?
No, artiste with an E
Why?
because it's fancy. Artiste, like
Um,
Target. What the fuck is a visionary artiste? Hi, my name is Jessica Suarez, and if you are familiar with my work or my world, perhaps you've heard me use this term before, and you're like, but Jess, pero ¿qué actually is a visionary artiste? Strap in, baby. I'ma tell you. If you are a multi-passionate, multi-talented, big-hearted creative, and you've ever said something to the effect of, my creativity is my highest spiritual practice, or I feel most connected to the divine when I'm sharing my art, when I'm creating, or I want to create art that helps people connect to truth and to their heart and to the nature of reality, then baby, you're probably a visionary artiste. But stick with me because in this video, we're going to break down exactly what this word means and how owning this identity and this framework of viewing yourself allows you to come in to more of your purpose and more of your impact, more of what you are meant to share with the world and how you uniquely are meant to affect consciousness. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Jessica Suarez, and welcome to my channel. I am a creativity doula and expert, a visionary artiste myself, and a devotee of all things pleasure, play, and art, and prayer. Welcome to this space, to this playhouse. So let's get back into it. A visionary artiste is, in the most layman of terms, a heart-led creator devoted to expanding consciousness through their art, right? And in this space, we use the term art quite differently. We're committed to a redefinition of how we each relate to art, right? Art in this space is the vehicle of your creative consciousness, right? So this can be anything from music and poetry and painting to a business offering or a healing modality or a personality typing system, right? It's the thing that carries your creative spirit out there into the world. That is art. Being a person that channels this art, that creates this art, that is able to tap into those visions and make it manifest means a visionary artiste. You are very likely to balance multiple different passions and interests and just as many high level skills, right? You are naturally talented, naturally curious, naturally interested in developing these God given gifts and skills. Likely, when you create in your creative process, you're not drawn in by a singular medium, but by a mission, by a movement, by a truth, perhaps something that you experienced directly that revealed to you the nature of reality that you now feel compelled and driven to share with others so that they themselves might meet themselves at this level of depth and this level of intimacy and this level of truth. You are not just a creator, you're a creator and a leader. You're guiding people towards an experience, towards a moment, right? You feel deeply, you refuse to be driven by anything other than that tug of truth, right? High level integrity, baby. And it's all very heart centered, very heart led. This is not always easy. It's not easy to be this way in a world that is yelling at us to niche down, to pick a lane, to stuff ourselves into these tiny little boxes. It's not easy in a world that requires us to consume and consume in ever increasing amounts, while very few of us are able to then resource ourselves in ways to match that consumption level, right? It's not easy to maintain a pure channel and connection to our heart and our truth when we're so saturated by so many other inputs constantly, right? And a lot of this is ultimately our responsibility and how we choose to engage with the world, how we choose to move with the world. You might be a visionary artiste that is primarily a poet or an actor or a dancer or an erotic ritualist or a psychologist or an entrepreneur, right? It isn't really about the job title, it's about this way of being. And it is a way of being that is for and from the heart, right? Ultimately, it is in many ways an act of service. It is one that is driven by this need to extrovert what is inside of us towards the liberation of another, towards the simple the simple continual expression and unfolding of consciousness, right? If you believe in any framework, if you believe that we are the universe experiencing itself in some way, then we must recognize that from the singularity, everything around us was created, right? It was made manifest. And this making manifest, we are able to be a part of that intentionally, we are able to be a part of that intentionally, consciously. That is what it means to be a visionary artiste. It means to participate in the unfolding and the experiencing of consciousness with awareness, right? With intention. And so the visionary artiste is like sacredly tasked with this duty, right? But it's not one of dense obligation, it's one of grateful celebration and true liberated choice. Because in this process, as much as the purpose of the creation or the simple offering of the art is somehow for the other or for consciousness itself or for the oneness that we all are, it is also about our own process in remembering that ultimate truth of who we are, of knowing ourselves as pure love, as pure bliss, as consciousness itself, right? Because the path that the visionary artiste walks is the path of the via creativa. Thank you, Meister Eckhart, for that term forever. But that is the path that the visionary artiste chooses to walk to the top of the mountain, right? Many mountains, many paths. Rumi, kiss the ground. There are 1,000 ways to kiss the ground. As many monks, y'all know what I'm trying to say. So we, the visionary artists, we walk the via creativa. What does this mean? Our creative process is ultimately our spiritual path. It is how we self-actualize. It is how we know deeper and deeper truths of ourselves, at first within the individual levels, at the level of the personality, and ultimately beyond that, transcending into the ultimate reality. How do I experience ultimate reality? How do I know it? How do I feel it? How do I become it? And in that process, it's ultimately a creative one. For us, it is, it's a dance of the creative spirit, And that's really what is a special feature of this visionary artiste path of the Via Creativa, is this dual dance, this role of like, wow, this is a path of my own self-actualization, but the fruits of that, the delicious scent of that is something that can be offered to others so that they may also continue their journey up the mountain, right? It's like actually a very cute, beautiful, fun way of like collective evolution, of the collective evolution of consciousness. Yeah, I like that. So maybe you make games, or maybe you make music. Maybe you host the most delicious, transcendent temple nights. Please invite me if that is the case. Maybe you have created the next, Myers-Briggs, or channeled the future human design. Maybe you walk the dying across the veil, or the newly borning into this world. Yeah, we're gonna go with newly borning. Maybe you sing and hearts crack wide open, or you dance and like, worlds remember. Maybe when you get on stage, you are the channel, right? Maybe your art doesn't even have a name yet. Oh, please, please. I love meeting, unnamed artists' art. You'll know what I mean. And maybe, just maybe, all of this is exactly perfect for you. In this world that is going to tell you that in order to succeed, you have to choose just one. You have to niche down, pick a lane, step into this. I crafted this very sexy, tiny, little uncomfortable box for you. May the path of the visionary artiste prove otherwise in the face of all of this, right? Visionary artiste is not a job title. It is a way of being. And it is wholly about honoring that multi-passionate, multi-talented, heart-led visionary that you are, right? And moving from that place rather than running away from it and trying to be X, Y, and Z. The visionary artiste creates holy art as their sacred service. This is the way of the Via Creativa. And if you want to know more about this framework, then watch this video. I'll link it down below, or it'll come up here if I've learned how to do that yet. And in my humble opinion, this is a very powerful incoming wave rising, right? In human consciousness, we're seeing multidisciplinary integrations all across the board. Curiosity and empathy are becoming skills that are increasingly more and more valued and recognized, especially in the face of how AI is coming to shift our cultural landscape at this moment. And if you watch this video all the way through and you stuck with me, then very likely you feel the call of this new way of being and this way of moving through the world. You are a visionary artiste. I might not know how, and I might not know what your chosen art is, but I know that the message is there, that the expression is there, and it is on you to activate it and to honor it. So we're going to leave it at that today. Tell me in the comments, what is your delicious, beautiful, holy art? Invite me to that fun, sexy, little transcendent temple night. And yeah, how do you relate to this idea of a visionary artiste? Do you agree with my perspective on niches and boxes, right? Some people don't. Some of my closest friends don't. Let me know in the comments. Let's engage in a discussion. That is the beauty of the creative spirit. It is the gift that keeps on gifting. Thanks for being with me, y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Go spend 15 minutes on your art. Love ya. Hi, hello. My name is, I think something was on my face. My name is, I imagine very soon. Blah, blah, blah.